Hi everybody! In this video we're going to demonstrate the latest release of Kanbanify in February 2026 and specifically the integration with Shopify Flow. So for who is not familiar with Shopify Flow, is an app that you can install for free on your Kanbanify account and helps you to essentially automate things on Kanbanify. It integrates already out of the box with many tools like Google Sheets, email or Slack. In this case, in our demo, we're going to show you how to essentially get notified on Slack about things that happen on Kanbanify. And we're going to cover some details because there are some tricky bits. So first of all, you go to Shopify Flow, obviously if you want to create a new workflow. And in this case, obviously, if you have installed Kanbanify, you should have the new Kanbanify trigger. It's a trigger that every time that there is a change on an order, let's say moving on the Kanban board, you will be able to start a new workflow. In this case, I have already very nice, let's say, preview about this trigger because I have been using it in the past, obviously to prepare this demo. But essentially from here, you can then either create a condition or trigger an action. In this case, what I wanted to show you is how to send a message via Slack. Now, this is the bit that is a little bit tricky because essentially, for whatever reason here, it's not possible to find the Slack app because it's not already installed. So you need to do like this, and then you will have here the Slack app and the actual message, action, that is the send Slack message. Now, from here, you can connect the app. The app on Slack is called Flowbot. So it's the bit of integration between Shopify and Slack. And then essentially from here, you can create your, your workflow. There is though another bit of the detail, which is essentially that you need also to add the Flowbot to your Slack channel. Now, for the sake of this demo, I wanted to show you also something a little bit more complex that just triggered the Slack message every time there is a change. So I created preemptively this workflow that I'm going to show you. Recap. So what we need is to configure that, install and configure the Shopify Flow to Slack integration. We need to have installed Kanbanify. And also we need to add the Flowbot to the Slack channel where we want to send messages. How to do that is very simple. You go to your Slack channel and you mention essentially the Flowbot, which will automatically trigger the... Yeah, so now it's added to the channel. And so what is doing this workflow? Every time there is a change in our Kanban board, it will check if the change is essentially movement of an order backwards. So from when the target stage position is less than the source stage position, it means that we are moving backwards. We're going to send a warning message essentially to the alerts channel. Otherwise, if that is false, we're going to check additionally if the new position of this order is 0, and actually the previous position, the source position, is less than 0. Essentially, it's technically is meaning that this is a new order. Okay, so let's demonstrate how cool it is. And to do that, I will move forward one order from one stage from specs to production, and that shouldn't trigger any message, any notification. Vice versa, if I move it back, in a second it should trigger here a new message, unless, as I usually do, I forgot to actually turn this on. So let's demonstrate that again. Oops, Kanbanify. I move this forward, nothing happens, and then I move the 1009 backwards from ready to ship to back to production. And that should, quickly enough, you should get this warning message. Now the other use case is to actually create a new order. there you go. Under the hood, I created this new order here, and here in Slack, we get the notification that this order is now on our Kanban board. Thank you, everybody.